end on his sort of lifestyle. As many of you know, Wilf moved into Mullion at the beginning part of the year into a bungalow on the Flower Fields in Mullion. And Wilf, being Wilf, he wanted to get to know the local people, and in particular his next door neighbours. And on the right hand side of Wilf's house, there was a retired couple, elderly couple, very nice people, and Wilf went and introduced himself, and they became friends. On the other side of Wilf's bungalow were two very attractive young ladies. Now this, of course, intrigued Wilf even more. Only problem was they were lesbian. Now that intrigued Wilf even more, and he got to know them very, very well. So much so that when his birthday came around, they gave him a Rolex. Now Wilf tells me he was astounded, but he thinks there was a misunderstanding because he told them he wanted to watch. Now, also I say, Wilf he lives in Mullion in this lovely bungalow, and it's a lovely situation. It's overlooking green farmland, looking out to the sea. He's got a lovely spot there, and in this field there was a very, very deep pit. And there was horse grazing in the field, and one day he fell in. And the horse called for help. He called for help. And all that turned up was the little chicken. And the horse said, "Get me out." So the chicken said, "Don't be so bloody stupid." He said, "I can't get you out of there." The horse said, "Look, over there's a bungalow with a Mercedes parked in the drive. Go and get that chap to come around with his Mercedes and pull me out." Off goes the chicken, knocked on the door, nobody in. So the chicken used his initiative. He went in the garage and looked around. He saw some car keys hanging up, and he also saw a length of rope. So he put the rope in the back of the car, and the chicken drove the Mercedes around to the field, lowered the rope into the pit for the horse, tied it to the back of the car, pulled the horse out. Job done. A couple of weeks later, the chicken fell in the pit. Chicken called for help. Horse turned up. So the horse said, "I can't reach you down there." So the chicken said, "Well, do what I did. Go and get the car." The horse said, "Well, I'm too bloody big to get in the car. I can't even get in, let alone drive it." And the horse said, "Hang on," he said. "I tell you what I'll do." He said, "I'll stand astride of the pit, 2 legs in front, 2 legs at back." And he said, "I'll dangle my cock down into the pit. You can grab hold of it and I'll pull you out." And that's what he did. Mr. Captain, there is a moral here for you. If you're hung like a horse, you don't need a Mercedes to pull the chicks.
Great joke, great joke.
Anyway, just moving on. We're not quite there. I finished saying what I've got to say officially, but there were a few members here tonight who thought it would be a lovely surprise for our captain if he arrived home later tonight and there was a lady waiting for him at home. But before they would hire such a lady, they wanted to know of Wilf's preferred age group, of any sexual preferences or peculiarities that he might have. Now, in that respect, they struck it lucky, because only the other day he was telling some guys here about a night out he had in Newcastle one night with some of his northern mates. They were in a wine bar and they had a few drinks, and as the evening went on, they noticed on the other side of the wine bar there were some very attractive young ladies. So after a couple of drinks more, one of the guys bucked up enough courage to go across, speak to the young ladies and said, "Would you like to join us?" And to their surprise and delight, the ladies came across and joined the gents. Now, they got chatting, and one young lady in particular took Wilf's eye, and he thought he would talk to her on a one-to-one basis. So he used the old chestnut, the boring one, "Do you come here often?" To which she replied, quite innocently, "Yes, I come often." Now that intrigued Wilf even more. So he thought, well, I'll take it a stage further. And for nothing better to say, he said, "Can you tell me what you do as a job?" Now, Mr. Captain, I want you to tell us, in all honesty, what her reply was.
When I finish my GCSEs next week.
That is a true story, as you can tell.
But it wasn't me.
Oh dear, well done, Will.
Obviously, it's true. It's always the mess.
So, now the age group had been established, the booking was made. It was hoped that the young lady in question would call in here on the way to Mullion tonight, but I think probably she'd be too embarrassed to call in and see so many horny men here, so I don't think she'll turn up. So the aforementioned members, they thought maybe to help Wilf along his way tonight, that they would like to sing him a song. And the song, it's a Disney song from the 50s. Many of you will remember it. It's called The Ugly Bug Ball. So gentlemen, put your hands together for the Mullion Ugly Buggers.